Okay, good afternoon. Shall we start our presentation, Anay, for this afternoon? Good afternoon. We still have one topic left, and then that is Google Drive. So all of those things, applications for Google Workspace that we learned yesterday and today, are all integrated with Google Drive. So in this video, I think we will know the importance of the Google Drive in Google Workspace. So sit back and relax, and please um, watching. Please be intuitive in watching the video, and after this, we're going to discuss about more of Google Drive. So please hold your horses, and please ask questions later, and then as we go on, maybe others will come in so that we can finish the session for this afternoon, and I can monitor your outputs, and we can pass the outputs to our uh, to ISCOF-CARES. One thing I would like to make mention that I would like you to also to take photos of your work, especially yesterday and today nga activities. So yesterday we had Google Docs, slides, Google Sheets, and Jamboard. So while doing your Jamboard, please take pictures and send it to me for processing. So let's move on to our video.
Storing your files is a huge hassle. Using USB flash drives also presents the risk of malwares and viruses. Worse, you can also lose it easily. Let me introduce you to a free and easy to use alternative, a service that can be accessed by simply using your web browser. A service that synchronizes your files across all devices. And you heard it right, it's completely free. I'm Dave, and today I'll introduce you to Google Drive. At the end of this lesson, you should be able to do the following with Google Drive. Upload a file, download a file, synchronize all of your files across all of your devices, and finally, appreciate the power of Google Drive.
Good day. Today, I will help you navigate Google Drive. Before we could do so, first, open your browser and then go to google.com. After that, click the sign in button and sign in using your official iscof.edu.ph account. Provide your password, and after that, you will be directed to the Google homepage. Click the Services button or the Google Apps button and then look for Google Drive. Click it for you to be able to be redirected into the Google Drive homepage. This is your personal Google Drive homepage. All files stored in your personal drive as well as all files shared to you are accessible here. I will walk you through some of the most used features as we go along this tutorial. This is the Priorities tab. You can put files here that are of utmost importance and priority. Additionally, recently opened or edited files will also fall under this tab. As you can see, in my case, I am working on a handful of PowerPoint presentations as well as Filmora projects. Going forward, this is the My Drive tab. This is perhaps the most important and most commonly used tab of all. Most often than not, you will find yourself browsing this particular tab. The My Drive tab is divided into three parts: Suggested, Folders, and Files. The Suggested tab is where you can access all the recently opened or edited files. As the name suggests, the Folders tab is where you can access all of your folders indexed alphabetically. Lastly, the Files tab is where you can access your personal files. Take note that files that are shared or suggested to you will not appear here. Now that we are done with my drive, let's take a look at my shared drives. Currently, I only have one shared folder named ISCOF-CARES. Let's take a look at what's inside it. There you go. These are the files that are currently inside my shared folder. Take note that these files are just examples. If you want to share this folder, all you have to do is right-click it, click Share, and then add the emails of people of whom you want to share this particular folder. As of this moment, I have not shared it with anyone. Regardless, this is still considered as a shared drive or a shared folder. Individually adding email address takes a lot of time. Now, if you want to save yourself some hassle, all you need to do is right-click on the folder, get link, and then copy the link and send it to the people whom you want to share this folder. This is especially useful if you have a lot of students or a lot of contacts. Instead of manually adding their email into your shared drive, you can instead copy the link and then share it to them. Now, let's take a look at the files that are shared with me. This is the Shared with Me tab. This is where you can access files and folders shared to you by other Drive users. This tab is usually sorted by frequency and date. Files that you frequently use will rank higher, as well as files that you recently used. Take note that only files that are shared to you will appear on this tab. Going forward, let us try to check what is inside my Recent tab. The Recent tab is where you can access all of your files that were recently used or edited. Files here are sorted based on the last time you have used it and are grouped under today, earlier this week, and earlier this year. As you can see, the last file that I edited in my Drive folder is a Filmora PowerPoint presentation. This time around, we are going to discuss the starred folder. Starred means that you prioritize a file or folder. It is a handy way of prioritizing files. As of this moment, I currently have 2 prioritized files. Both of them are video files. This is because I am currently working on them. If you want to prioritize or star a particular file, all you have to do is go back into your My Drives tab, look for a file that you want to prioritize, let's say for example, this Google form, right-click it, and then simply click Add to Starred. You will receive a notification telling you that the file has been successfully starred. Let's check it out. There you go. A while ago, I only have 2 starred files under this folder, and now I have the third file, which is the Google form. The last tab we're going to discuss is the Trash tab. As the name implies, trash is where all the deleted files go. Take note that files are not permanently deleted. Instead, they go into the trash folder. Google also takes 30 more days to permanently delete a file. This is to compensate for those who have accidentally deleted their file or folder. Now that we are familiar with the basic Google Drive interface, let's dive into the most important things: uploading, sharing, and downloading files. Clicking the New button will give you a handful of choices. These are folder upload, Google Docs, Google Sheets, Google Slides, Google Forms, and more. This folder button will create a folder at the current directory that you're in. File upload will upload a file from your local drive. The folder upload will upload a folder from your local drive. Google Docs, Google Sheets, Google Slides, and Google Forms will all be created if you click their particular button. Take note that all files will be created at the current directory that you're in. Despite the differences in names, all these buttons have relatively one function, and that is to create either a file or a folder. Let's create a new folder. Let's name that folder Test ISCOF-CARES and then click Create. Notice that the folder has been successfully added. Open the folder by double-clicking it. To avoid confusion, always take note of the directory that you are currently in. As of this moment, we have opened the Test ISCOF-CARES folder, which is under my drive. Notice that the Test ISCOF-CARES folder is currently empty. This time around, I will walk you through some of the easiest ways of uploading files into Google Drive. The easiest way to upload a file or folder into Google Drive is already plastered right smack at the center of the page. Simply drag and drop a file or folder and it will automatically upload it. For this example, I will be uploading a bunch of Filmora projects into my Google Drive. Simply highlight all of them and then drag and drop it into the page. As you can see, the progress bar will appear at the bottom right corner of your screen. This will give you an estimated time of when the upload will be completed as well as the number of items that are being uploaded. Notice that the files are starting to appear on my Google Drive. Okay, so we have successfully uploaded a number of files using the drag and drop method. This time around, let's try to upload a file using the file upload option. I will try to upload 3 files, which in this case are the CARES logo as well as the ISCOF logo. Simply select these files you want to upload and then click open. Just like previously, notifications will appear as well as the progress bar. It appears that we have successfully uploaded the 3 photos. Now that we're done, let's try another method. Click New and then click File, Folder Upload. This time around, we will upload the CARES files folder. Simply click the folder and click Upload. A notification will confirm whether you want to upload the folder. Just click Upload. Just like the previous actions, a notification will pop up on the lower right corner of the screen as well as the amount of time needed to complete the upload. We have successfully uploaded a folder and this contains some files that I am currently working on. Most of these are photos which I am currently using in the ISCOF-CARES training videos. Alright, Now that we are done uploading files, let's try to download some. Let's try to download this Filmora presentation file. To download a file, simply right-click on it and then select Download. Chrome will then ask you about the location of where you want to save this file. For this particular example, let's save it on my desktop under the ISCOF-CARES Files folder. Double-click the folder and then just click Save. You also have the option to change your file name, but to save the hassle, let's just let it be. There you go. A notification will prompt you that the file has been downloaded. You can click it to open it directly, and here it is. Downloading a single file is relatively easy. However, downloading an entire folder requires additional steps. Let's try to do it now. Let's try to download this backlog ISCOF folder. Just like previously, simply right-click on it and select Download. Since there are multiple files inside the folder, Google will first zip it in order to compress all the files into a single downloadable file. Zipping a folder also reduces storage space. This makes it faster to download. The compression method is completely lossless, which means that their quality will not be altered in any shape, way, or form. Once the compression is done, this download interface will appear. This will prompt you as to where you want to save the downloaded file. For many Windows machines, the default folder will be the download folder. If you want to save it somewhere else, you can do so. For less bother, let's save this in my ISCOF-CARES files. Select the folder and then click Save. And there you go. The progress bar at the bottom left will appear, prompting you of the file size as well as the estimated duration of how long it will take to download the file. Now that the download is done, let's check it out. Notice that the file that we downloaded comes in a zip file. Let's try to extract whatever is inside this zip file. All you have to do is right-click on it and click Extract here. There you go. The folder backlog ISCOF is already extracted. Let's take a look of what's inside it. There you go. These are actually grades from some of my classes. Congratulations! We have successfully uploaded and downloaded files and folders. We're almost done. The last part of this video will show you how to synchronize files across different or several devices. For this particular example, I will be using my personal computer and my smartphone. In order to properly demonstrate this one, I will be showing you both my desktop and smartphone interfaces. Right now, I will be uploading a file from my phone and make sure that it will properly synchronize with my desktop Google Drive. For this example, I will upload a PDF. Before we do so, make sure that you are in the proper directory of where you want to upload. I want to upload the PDF under or into the test ISCOF-CARES folder. To do so, simply click the plus symbol, click Upload, and then select the PDF or file that you want to upload. There you go. The file is already uploading. Let's see if the file synchronizes with my desktop Google Drive. And there you go. As you can see, my desktop Google Drive automatically updates, synchronizes, and now The Chronicle of Death Foretold PDF is now on my desktop Google Drive. To make sure that synchronization goes both ways, this time around I will upload from my desktop and see if my mobile phone will synchronize properly. This time, I will be uploading 3 documents. These are midterm exams from 3 different subjects. I will use the drag and drop method. Now that the files are successfully uploaded, let's check if my smartphone synchronizes with those files. Sometimes it takes a couple of minutes for it to be able to synchronize properly. If the phone does not synchronize automatically, all you have to do is refresh it. Simply swipe it down and there you go. The 3 midterm exams are already on my phone's Google Drive. Before we end this video tutorial, I want to share a feature that is exclusively available on the mobile version of Google Drive, and that is the Make Offline option. Google Drive requires constant internet connection for it to be able to properly synchronize all your devices. This means that if you do not have access to the internet, you will most likely not access your Google Drive files. However, if you make files available offline by simply tapping this feature, you can actually access that file even without internet connection. Notice the little check mark on the bottom right of the PDF that I uploaded earlier. That is a confirmation that the file is readily available even offline. This means that you can actually access it even without internet connection. That's it. I hope you have learned a lot with our video tutorial today.
Now that we're done, I have an easy task for you to complete. Upload files and folders into Google Drive. Do it using your laptop, desktop, or smartphone. It will be great if you can use all three. Lastly, take screenshots of your activity and share it on ISCOF-CARES Classroom. Good luck.
All right. So I think that is all for this afternoon. That is the last video that we ought to have a demo. And then it's up now to us to um, create our um, activities starting yesterday. And please pass it later on so that I can compile all of your files and upload it to our Google Classroom. So before we end, I would like to have a demonstration and more in-depth discussion of Google Drive. So Google Drive has been integrated into Google Workspace not more than a decade ago, and it was used it was already used by us for several some time. Now the purpose of Google Drive is to organize all the files and coming in or going out within the Google Workspace. But during Sir Dave's example, as you can see, you can also do Google Drive, upload files on the Google Drive externally or manually. So using the drag and drop method, and the other one will be your you can click on the buttons on the left side. So those are the functions that Google Drive is supporting. Other than that, as I've told you, when you do Google Forms or Google Docs or any Google Workspace application, automatically, guys, it is saved on your Google Drive. So whatever things that you ought to do in our example, actually, we are directed to Google Drive. Now, in my case, I've been using Google Drive for some time now, and it is very useful and it's very handy doing transactions for Google Drive. I even placed my plane tickets in my Google Drive and naka-PDF lang siya. Why nako nagadala papel, no? So when I went to Cebu, all I have to do is to store in PDF my plane tickets ang halin sa Cebu Pacific, and then amo lang daga napakita ko sa airport. So wala na ako ga print kag nagadala ka physical paper, no. So what I did lang is to um, store it in my Google Drive, and automatically I can access the file, and then that's what I'm um, using to with my ID. Amo lang daw yung napakita ko sa airport. Kag ang ticket what's this gani? Ang reference number lang na naka-PDF. So Google Drive is very handy, and the first thing that we ought to consider about Google Drive when you're going to access it, make sure that you have logged into your .edu account. Then what you're going to do is to type drive.google.com. So upon typing drive.google.com, you'll be directed to Google Drive directly. So this is the Google Drive interface. This is the simplest interface that I've seen, because all of the transactions or the things that you ought to do is found on the left side. So here on this page, you'll be directed to my drive, and as you can see, these are the things that we did. So when I share my Google Drive to other people sa link, they can access the files that I have. So it's good, no? I'll give you an idea, no? If you're like, for example, in us sa extension, no, we are doing extension work, and when I'm going to disseminate the certificates nga naka PDF, I'm going to share the link for the Google Drive, and they can automatically download their certificates. So very easy, no? All I have to do is to share the folder nga diya. Like for example, if I create a folder here, and ang folder nga naga-contain ka mga certificates sa extension, then ko lang siya, right click, then share to other people. Like for example, this one, I can share this, and then I can just put the email addresses na pwede ko i-share kananda. So when I do this, pareho man bila ka share nga method sa kay wala daya ma-discuss ni Sir Dave mo sa just like we did yesterday nga when we're going to share the file or the document. The same man, you can share the some files on your Google Drive, or even the folder, the content of the folder. Like for example, in your seminars, these are the materials that you need to share to other people. So you just right click and share it, and then you just put the email addresses. So then afterwards, if you're going to click send, automatically the content of the folder will be linked to the Gmail addresses of the recipients. So that's how interactive Google Drive is, aside from uploading or downloading. So Google Drive synchronizes all files. At the same time, make sure lang that your Google Drive can accommodate all of the restrictions for the files. Kaya mind you, guys, when you are going to send 25 MB up ang mga pictures, file, MP3 or any format sa Gmail naton, usually kung mag-email kita, di ba? This is our email. Like for example, this is my email. Then we're going to compose, and then this one. So we have to put the recipient email here, the subject, and the content of the email. However, if you want to put files, na, like for example, this one, may mga video ni siya, kung i-open ko, hindi ko ma-send kay dako-dako nga file ang MP4. So that is about 117 MB. So tama ka dako gid. So the limit for email is 25 MB. So what am I going to do? I'm going to synchronize it in my Google Drive. So you can see here, you can share, insert the link for the Google Drive. Actually, you can oh, I'm sorry, this one. Google Drive. All I have to do is to put the link down on the drive link, and then automatically, this one. Then the attachments or ang kundiin. Then insert nyo siya, and then isend nyo siya. So automatically sa email ninyo, nga which is hindi ka mo pwede ka-send mga 25 MB up na file, mapwede nyo na, ang drive link lang ang i-share natin, this one. Then automatically, pwede ninyo ma-send sa sa recipient. Basta Gmail man ang ginagamit niya or may ara man siyang .edu account. So that helps a lot. Kaya karang una, white pareho kada nga feature ang Google or Gmail, ti limited lang ta sa third party nga nga dang software nga pwede i-send. Or 'di ba, lang, flash drive lang ya naton gamiton. Pero now, you don't need to use flash drive anymore. All you have to do is to upload your file on the internet and it's there already. Naka-save na sa cloud. However, as I've said, as Sir Dave said kagina, Google Drive is only limited to internet access. Because your Google Drive must have connectivity. Because kinanglan nga gina-synchronize na ang file sa tanan naton nga devices, like our cell phones kag ang naton. So our cell phones has Google Drives also. I have here, so may feature bala naton ka phone naton, guys. This one, as you can see sa Google services, you can see here Drive. And then if you're going to click the application, you'll be directed sa file nga sa Google Drive nga space nga area. And then you can actually sync the file kung ano yung nabutang ninyo dyan sa computer ninyo, sa cellphone ninyo pwede. So I have mentioned yesterday that I have two devices, no? The one device is my phone, which is naka-open ang akong nga Google account, nga personal Gmail, which is I'm using for personal use. And then the other one is the tablet, which has an access sa .edu account naton or akon nga .edu account. And then since nga feature niya tanan-tanan ang nakasync sa Google Drive, akon nga mga file, kag pati adang mga module kag assignments ka students, tuijaman sa Google Drive, nakasync siya. So therefore, pwede ko ma-monitor or lantaw sa notification kung may nakapasa doon ka mga activity nga gin-post ko sa Google Classroom. So that is one way on how are you going to monitor your students, no? And then one technique, one tip that I'm going to share to you is this. Before you will put the module in your Google Classroom, hindi niyo siya pag i-manual nga upload. So ano himuon? I think ang himuon naton is himo ka mo ka folder sa Google Drive nyo nga nagapangalan ka module sa isa ka subject. Then afterwards, i-share ninyo ang file, ang module ninyo using the share link. Then that's the time that you're going to put it sa Google Classroom. Para nga hindi ka mo mabudlayan, mag-synchronize ka file. At the same time, may backup ka mo nga file nga sa cloud na nga daan. So that's what I did. I'm using first the Google Drive and then connect it sa Google Classroom para nga ma-monitor nyo yung notification, and you will know also kung sino yung naga-upload or naga-download ka mga file. Not necessarily download, ang nagpasa ka mga assignments sa subject ninyo. So that is one tip, no? Now, for downloading and uploading of file, I think like for example, if this file no sa Jamboard Abe, this is very easy, no? Ang download, upload, siguro, no? Okay. So, sa uploading, actually, may duwa kita ka pamaagi. You can actually use this or for file upload, this one, for folder upload. So, kung duro ninyo, you will try folder upload. Parang isa na lang kapag upload. And mind you, mumadyahin moon ko sa mga file ninyong ipasa ka na kon. Butang ko sa isa ka folder, kag folder upload ko lang. Para nga isa na lang kapag send. Kunduro guys, ibutang nyo sa isa ka folder ang file, kag tuyan nyo i-upload. For the file upload naman, kung tag isa ka file ang i-ano ninyo. Or may dyan ka mo guys nga dang option na pwede nga i-drop nyo lang siya. So this one. Like for example, this one. If I have a file nga, this one, narrative report, then all I have to do is to drag this. Okay, you can see drop files instantly to upload them. So buyan ko lang. Pag buya ko, automatically dayan doon nag-upload na siya. So ang narrative report ngagin ari na siya. So, amo na ni ang ako na file ng narrative report. So, dasig lang siya, no? I-drag mo lang, alin sa flash drive mo or sa kundiin nga part ka computer mo, drag and drop lang siya. So, mag-download naman, i-highlight nyo anay guys, ang file ninyo, kundiin nyo i-download, and then right-click sa dalam-dalam. Okay, so right-click, download. So, you can see here, ang ginobra ko lang, ang mouse pointer nga dyan, gin-point ko lang di sa may file na gusto ko i-download. I-right click ko lang siya and then click download. Then, automatically, ari na, ma-download na siya. Then, i-open ko lang ang file sa kundiin ko na. So, amo dyan, ang file na gin-download ko. However, you can see the download also sa aton nga downloads. So, go to your PC and then downloads and then this one. Ari na ang file na gin-download ko halin sa Google Drive. So, as you can see, the upload or the download speeds, medyo madasig gawa do karon ang internet connection naton. So, dasig siya. So, pila lang ka seconds ari na ang downloads. So, other than that, may mga limitations man guys ang download kag upload sa Google Drive. Ano yung mga hindi pwede nga i-upload kag i-download? Hay duway dagin discuss, no? Ang hindi pwede nga ma-download ninyo is ang may mga copyright nga file. So no gid sa Google Drive. Dayon i-try nyo bala ang mga pirated nga mga pelikula, hindi siya pwede mabutang sa Google Drive. So kay man ani Google nga may pirated na siya or handa ko nga file na hindi pwede masulod. Itiabi mo butang mo yung mga movies mo sa isa lang ka I think hindi pwede siya ma-download. Kay may copyright restrictions. Pero may naman ako nga third party nga drive nga pwede ninyo himuon da. Pero kung sa Google Drive strictly for file or video which has no copyright implications, pwede gid. And not so much siguro nga video nga tama gid kada ko or Ang nyo gali, when you do Google Meet, like for example, our meeting right now dia sa Google Meet, di ba lang naka-record daya? I'm recording our conversation and the meeting right now. So, if last time, pareho kagina, pagbabay na naton, pag-disband, karang morning session, actually, hulaton nyo lang pira ka minutes, and then actually, the file nga recording kadaya is sa Google Drive ninyo makita. So yeah, Google Drive ang record ka record kadang meeting naton tulad. So yeah, ano na kadya, I think sa Drive, adto ka mo sa Meet Recordings. So Meet Recordings is found, I think ang this one. Wait lang ha. I think your Meet Recordings, hindi, ato ng Drive, no? So, I'm sorry. Supposedly, this will be drive.google.com. Okay. And then, okay. So, this is my module. This is my module, gali, no? Mga module ko halin karang first sem. So, diya ko sanda gina-store sa Google Drive before ko i-link sa Google Classroom. So, these are my modules, no? And then, mag-share ka mo kadto sa ano ninyo is this one. Share or get link. Then, i-link nyo siya pakadto sa tuya sa dang module. So, ang sa Meet Recordings naman, all you have to do is to look for the Meet Recordings diya. Pero daw ka, ano gid, no? Daw ka budlay nga pangitaon. So, i-type nyo sa search sa Drive, Meet Recordings. Na folder. Then, afterwards, i-direct na kamo. I-type nyo lang Meet Recordings, and pangitaon nyo dayon ang folder or ang MP4 format, naka MP4 nga recording again ano naton. So kung man-anin nyo yung tandaan niyo kung ano yung ngaran na. Kung hindi nyo matandaan, may date man sa August. Today is August 13, di ba? So pangitaon nyo ang August 13 nga recording. Ang daya August 12 kagapon day nga mga file. Ang kagapon naton bilang nga session sa Meet Recording tuya ko dagi amo day nang i-download ko. Kag gina-upload ko man siya sa YouTube para nga maano ninyo makitaan ang natabo kagapon. Sa wala naka-attend tulad sa session. So pangitaon ko di supposedly is August 3. Then that's the time kung may recording kung naka-save do bala na after do naton mag-close. So pangitaon ko da karon day kag amo day download ko kag i-upload. So ang folder nga pangitaon is Meet Recording sa my Drive. Okay, so as Sir Dave have said kagin na this one is the latest nga file nga ginobra. So suggested, no? So maybe if you're looking for the latest nga project or anything that you did and you save it in Google Drive, I think in suggested you can see it here. So ang kaginang demo sa Google Form, arima mo, Doc Prudente, this one ang ginobra naton de Doc Prudente sa nga sa Google Form kagina. So all you have to do is to double click it and then you will be directed to the file. Ang tanan-tanan nga guys, ang Google Form, Google Docs naton diyan din naka-save tanan man. So kung makita ninyo sa storage daw sobra doon 23.94 GB ang nagamit ko. Siguro sa mga Meet Recordings pa lang duro-duro dugid. So maybe in the future ipang delete ko na siya. Pero as of now kay wala pa ko space, hindi ko pa na siya ma-save sa ang video. Pero actually iban ka na upload ko dun sa YouTube. So there's no problem. I can easily delete this to find way for the storage. Pero the good thing about that Edu accounts is our storage is unlimited. So I think mga pira ka gig daya terabytes pwede ninyo ma-store. In my personal account for Google Drive, I only used 4 gig lang. Pero di ay nag-online class kita since last year. Buta doon gawa ako ng storage, no? So, pero sa cloud ni siya. Sa aton nga, ano. So, tanan-tanan, mga exam ko, mga rubrics, ari pa, mga portfolio, pati ang mga sheets, ang resulta ka grades bala ka student sa mga activity, nakasave na diya sanda kalin sa Google Classroom. Diyan man na nakasave actually sa Google Drive. So, ang tanan nga repository naton, so yes, we can say that this is our repository. I think Google Drive is the repository of all the files in Google Workspace. So anything that you're going to look for a file, if you want to look for a file, you want to retrieve it, download it, upload it, or whatever, it is found in Google Drive. So basta within sa boundaries lang ka Google Workspace, why siya na-define nga hindi ninyo ma-save. Other than that, mga limitations na bala, mga copyright issues or whatever, you can upload it to your Google Drive. So, kung makita nyo, duro-duro exam ko, may mga set B siya, oh. Set B. Kapira nga set B or kapira nga ano. May mga date man na siya, so hindi ko ma-confuse. Para real lang gaway ng ano nanda, pero may date man siya. So, para hindi kita ma-confuse. You can see also there the sizes of the file. Na. So, just like for example, this is my module. Okay, if you cannot, you can download, I can download it easily, no? Without hesitation. Kay take on ang module ko, why ko abi kag hindi ko ma-retrieve. So, may dyan ko nga daan sa nga file diya sa, sa drive. All you have to do is to, lang siya. Okay, so this is an example of my module na naka-PDF na ningadaan. So, suggestion ko, if you are going to upload your module na nakalink dapat ang Google Drive nyo sa inyong Google Classroom, I think you have to convert your module anay into PDF. Sa PDF nyo anay siya, antes i-convert nyo anay sa PDF, antes nyo antes nyo i-upload sa sa Google Drive. So because ang PDF is a portable data file, so kung magambal kita portable data file, maskin diin lang siya, pwede ninyong platform ibutang. So there will be no problem of losing the data in your file. So there's no fear, no? Why don't ka hadlok nga ma-erase? Kahit kung word lang siya, ay sus. Itong mga picture sa layout ninyo, mga pictures, kag ang placement ka, ang header niya, ang header, pati ang mga graphics na, dahil mga daya nyo balaw. Kung normal lang abi nga, ng mga dya, magkara, sanda kung word. Pero kung naka-PDF lang, kung naka-PDF na siya, so there's no fear nga madura ang mga text niya or ang design or whatever kay naka-PDF na mo. So it's much better, suggestion lang. Much better if you want to put your modules in Google Drive, make sure it's converted already to PDF and upload it. Medyo gamay lang gani ang file niya, oh. Mind you that I'm uploading module every once a week, no? Once a week. So pero aton nga session 18 session, pero hindi naman nato da matapos ng 18 session. May mga midterm pa kita kag final nga week na mga pareho kada. So there will be a time that I think may mga weeks nga hindi gid maano yung module, no? So ang akon lang ginabanta ko lang gid kung saan-o ang ideal nga ka week nga pag-download or ginabasihan ko mismo ang ang akon nga course syllabus. Pero make sure ko gid nga sa course syllabus makater ang weeks nga for the semester. So hindi man kita perfect, may mga kabos man may kabos, what I mean kabos is that hindi gasanto ang week ka number of modules sa isa kapag disseminate. Just like what happened last sem, 'di ba? Late doon ya pag pagtao ka naton ka load naton, late na. Ti expectar mo ang number of days sa pag ka module na delay ako 2 weeks. Sa 2 weeks nga dato nagahulat pa ko ka subject assignment way gyapon. Ti kundi way ko prepare ka module. Hey guys, ang ma-prepare ka mo ka module, dapat may syllabus ka mo. Ti ang syllabus kung hindi niyo siya ma-open anay, paano sundan ninyo ka module niyo do ay gid. So hindi pwede. So dapat human ang syllabus and then module. So ang core syllabus ko is naka-Word lang siya pero sa Google Classroom ko na gin-upload. Why ko na gin butang diya sa Google Drive kay ang though hindi man importante gid kag daw ay ko man siya gin-convert sa PDF kay wala why ko computation ay dang compilation kay naka-store siya sa isa ko lang ka folder sa flash drive nga may ngaran nga ISCOF-SEC tanan-tanan tuya grade sheets core syllabus tanan-tanan. So para hindi ko magsala gin-separate ko lang yung syllabus sa dang so mainly ang module tana diyan lang dito na sa dang gid sa dang gid sa may Google Drive. Google Drive is useful also. There was one time from may mga old flash drives ako nga karang una pa siya syempre I started teaching permanently 2008 and would you believe since 2008 yung mga file ko sa mga midterm exam, mga core syllabus, mga pa gito, tanan-tanan nga na-save ko sa isa ka flash drive, buhi pa hasta tulad. So ang lang gid, na-anticipate ko lang nga ang flash drive naton may lifespan. So na siya eventually. So ang ginobra ko sa dati ko nga sa personal ko dayon tanang Google account nga sa Google Drive. Ginobra ko ang content katong nga flash drive, gina-update ko lang perme, gina-upload ko sa Google Drive ko. So mga siya guro, mga at least 4 gigabytes or 3 gigabytes, puro file lang da. Kay ang akon nga file skipping, why ko ginasamo ang ang file kumpara sa ISCOF na robrahon sa isa lang da flash drive. Ang may mga labay-labay man ko nga pang flash drive nga iban, mga installer ka computer, ka mga applications, ka mga kung ano pa dyan nga kinanglan ko. Tapos may isa man ko ka flash drive nga puro pelikula, puro dyan, lain man dito na gina-segregate ko siya para hindi ko magsala bala. Pero it's good thing that you can do the same. Actually, ang tanan ninyo nga files nga personal files, pwede ninyo i-upload sa Google Drive ang content ka isa ka flash drive. Hey, manan nyo guys, it's good nga you have backup man sa flash drive. Medyo ako kilala nga flash drive na gapong-pong gani mo. Tigaring guys, may lifespan ang flash drive. So there come a time that madura na siya. So kay tungod nga may kita may .edu kita nga account, why don't you back up your important files sa Google Drive? Like example, mga grade sheets niyo kag iban pagid. Nga para nga ay update lang siya every year. Para nga at least may flash drive kita, may file kita sa computer naton, may file kita sa cloud. So, why taman ginapangayo basi madura yung laptop niyo or masunugan kita or mag-dysfunction doon yung desktop computer niyo, kay may mga lifespan na siya. So, don't you know that you can also access your file using your cell phones? So, kung ano dyan na gina-upload ninyo, gina-download ninyo sa inyong Google Drive, kung i-open lang ninyo phone ninyo, nakasynchronize man tanan-tanan. So, ang mga PDF kong barasahon, there's one thing, no? Kay, why ako itinugbakal ka, guys, ganit da, ang ebook reader. Kay gid ko ang medyo para basaman kita. So ang habit ko is before, kung nag-obra pa ako kung gabi, I think kung ga-obra ako, mga 10 o'clock, 10 o'clock, pero dapat 10 o'clock na set ko ang body clock ko nga dapat katurog do ko kada nga time. Pero sometimes kung ga-overtime kita or duroy ginaobra, hindi ko katurog at 10 o'clock. So, it is my habit to read first before I go to sleep. And hindi ko man gusto magbasa pa sa laptop or sa computer. Kay pirado ko oras nga exposure ka mata ko. So, may antipara na gani ako tulad, galing way ko ginasuksok anay. Makakita pa man ako pero gamay man lang yung grado ka mata ko. Mahilig ko magbasa. So, ginobra ko, para nga hindi mata ko dyan. Kung readings ko sa dang desktop, ginabutang ko sa Google Drive. Naka-PDF na siya. And then, kung magturog na ko, i-open ko lang yung Google Drive ko sa phone ko. Then, tuya lang ako mabasa. Pwede ko man ma-adjust ang font niya. So, pwede ko mabasa, naka-PDF ang akon nga file, ang gusto ko basahon. Mahilig ko magbasa ka mga tutorials kag ang iban nga abi. Some interesting topics nga kinanglan nga nyo. So sa phone na lang siya And then for example, if you go on some places, seminar or whatever, and you cannot bring lots of books kay kasabad, maskin may sarakyan pa kita, masabad gyapon magbitbit ka libro nga basahon mo pa bala. So electronic file na lang. Guys, save it in your Google Drive and then in PDF format PDF. Then you can open it with your cell phones lang. So sa cellphone nyo lang basahon, and it's very handy pa, and you don't need ebook reader. Kay may kung may gani ka mo tablet, much better kay hanggod ang text ka tablet mo. So pwede na daw libro na gani man. Pwede niyo masa swipe lang. And then you can adjust also the font. So it's convenient having Google Drive around. And then you don't need an ebook reader. All you have to do is Google Drive lang gid. So basta PDF ta na, pwede na ma-project gid sa ninyo sa Google Drive. So I think I have given you the juices on how to use Google Drive, and make sure to use it promptly and properly. Google Drive is free. There's no payment nga maggamit kita. All you have to do is to log in to our .edu account. And maskin gani sa free account, may Google Drive man kita, pero 15 gig lang ang limit niya sa storage. So if you want unlimited storage plus big files and recordings just like this one, it's automatically saved in your Google Drive. So please use your Google Drive properly and promptly, as I've said, last parting word, Google Drive is very useful. And duro gid pwede ninyo ma-integrate kag all across platforms sa Google Workspace. So that is the beauty of your Google Drive, and it's very usable gid na nga So if ever I'm going to rank applications in Google Workspace nga pinaka-importante sa tanan gid kananda sa Google Workspace, I think ang pinaka-importante gid is ang Google Drive. Number 1 sa listahan ko. So siguro number 2 lang Google Meet, and number 3 siguro Gmail. Ang tatlo nga da. So kung nyo ng tatlo nga da, make use Gmail, your Google Drive, and your Google Meet, I think mapos ang tudlo naton. So I'm sure I don't know if you agree with me, but that is my own opinion. And I've tested it mo. So how many years that I'm using Google Drive, and there's no problem. Now, ang Google Drive medyo flawless na. Kay karang una na mabudlay gid man mag-upload kag mag-download sa Google Drive, especially our connection. So amo lang the limitations na. Pero actually you can sync your Google Drive offline. All you have to do is to pero naka lang siya sa phone lang na siya ng feature. Sa inyong nga cellphone nga nga desktop naman kag sa laptop, I think may dyan man siyang application. It's called Google Drive for desktop. Pero I don't suggest nga gamiton yun na siya. Although I'm a fan of Google Drive and I've tested Google Drive, pero when you are going to use it in your desktop, para mo ma-post lang dyan sa desktop, pwede ko offline. Hindi ko mag-recommend kay magahinay ang computer ninyo. So sigurado ako kada kay ang connect especially kung ang RAM ka computer ninyo may gamay pa, not more than 4 gigabytes. At the same time, hindi kamot SSD. It's good ang laptop na nga gina-issue kanaton tulad kay eskwelahan karang last year bala. Ang ginagamit naton tulad nami do the specs na kay may SSD na siya ang hard drive. Pero ang sadaan pa nga mga nga HDD pa siya. Maigod agad, maigod na siya especially kung ang internet connection tama man kay hinay. So maigod dia inyo nga laptop. Nga eventually hindi niyo doon mabuksan guro yung mga file nga iano ninyo. Unlike sa sa iban nga nagagamit ka Chromebook. So I think ang ni Ma'am Joy ang Chromebook bala. So mas manami na siya nga integrated material kung Google Workspace ya ninyo sa Chromebook. Aton abi Windows based na siya pero medyo mabudlay kay kinahanglan internet connection gid. So amo lang da. I think use the basics first suggestion. If you want to use Google Drive, use it in a simplest way like uploading and downloading files, storing pertinent files within your flash drive, etc. Wala pa virus sa Google Drive. Sigurado ako nga maskin viruson ang ninyo pag-abot sa Google Drive kung ma-upload ninyo hindi na siya kaya gina-check na ginasara na bla. If hindi na pwede nga kung viruson ang file, hindi na pwede pag or ma-prompt siya nga itinluan mo anay and until nga i-upload na. So, testingin nyo bala kung viruson ang flash drive nyo, kag i-upload nyo. Kung mag-successful ka mo mag-upload ka file downloadan nyo bala ang file ninyo halin sa Google Drive padto sa lain nga computer. Kay induay na siya virus. Kay Google is particular with that kind of files. Hindi niya na ang mga viruses. Kag sigurado wala na siya tamo kada. Do you have any questions about Google Drive on how to use it? I think the tutorial speaks for itself although hindi tanan tuya. Pero at least hambalan ta kamo ka mga tips or information para ninyo ang Google Drive may utilize gid. So ang naton as I've said, ang laptop ninyo guys para hindi ka mo mabudlayan, para hindi magsamo ang .edu ninyo kag ang personal nga Google accounts. I suggest you use a different browser para hindi ka mo magsala. Or gamiton nyo ang tab niya sa isa ka browser. So that's about it for Google Drive. That's all. Our lesson for this day has ended because natakol naman natin tanan-tanan. At this point in time, we will disperse na. Pero I'm still here online until tonight. If ever you wanted to pass your activities, please do so. Kung hindi ka mo, kung mabugat ka ninyo guys para nga maghimo ka mga video or just like in Zoom and Google Meet, butang lang kamo ka mga screenshots lang. So screenshots lang ka mga parcels ka ng ninyo. Pareho ka ginobra ni Doc Pamposa last night. Anang Google, ang Gmail niya, amo lang dayagin niya. Kung paano siya mag-send ka mga email, gin-click niya lang kagin picture, gin screenshot, and then gin pasa niya kagabi. So those are the things that we ought to do. There are directions sa mga tutorial videos nga halin kananda sa ISCOF-CARES. Pero know your limitations man know your what's this gonna capabilities, and if it is beyond your reach, please ask help, ask question. Pero if you can do it na sa inyo nga paagi, pwede man. So I'm still here. You can directly send to me in my PM sa Facebook your files. So just like Ma'am Bip, Dr. Bulnes is doing, she already passed to me her output last night. Pero why ko pa siya actually ang napabaton ko lang gid nga files alin kay Doc Pamposa, isa pa lang sa Meet, and kay Doc Bulnes nga duwa kagapon, and amo lang da. So I'm still waiting for your files, exercises that you need to pass to me, and please don't forget to document your step-by-step procedure sa mga outputs ninyo. Ano lang siya, print screen lang gid, or get a phone, and then i-selfie nyo lang, or ang sa camera ninyo samtang naga-obra kita, pwede nga nyo lang gid, amo nyo lang kadaw na, then i-click nyo lang naga-selfie selfie bila, and then please in that way you can help me document our workshop. So send it to me, please, the photos also, or the screenshots that you have besides your activities. So thank you so much, guys. I think that is all for this afternoon. I hope that you have learned good sa workshop naton. Although we're in a virtual environment because naton, pero I've heard that some of our colleagues nagbalik gid sa school, no. Next meeting will be on, let me check, I think next meeting, if I'm not mistaken, so next meeting will be okay. So next meeting should be on the 17th. So we have pero ang I think this one, digital learning resources, e-content development process, let's just lang gid, no. I don't know lang sa memo bala nato na nalipat ako kung din ko siya ginbutang, pero sa memorandum I think basta August 17 kita, pero sa memorandum naging kanaton kanton tatanay kay tuya na butang konsan ang date, no. So sa ISCOF-CARES na naman siguro nga okay. Din ganit. Wait lang, guys. Okay, this one. So it will be on August. Ang sa 17 is virtual na to, guys. 17. I think makita na kita August 19 to 20, no? So let's just wait for further announcement, no? Kaya may training kita sa 17, 18. Pero ang face-to-face naton will be siguro August 9 to 20, if I'm not mistaken. Oo. So let's just wait for further announcement. Most probably on August 17, virtual man gyapon. And pero sa August 19 and 20, I think sa eskwelahan kita makita na face to face. Or let's wait for the further announcement nga kung ano. So I think that is all for this afternoon. Thank you so much for let's have another round of picture taking. Can you guys open up your anay and then your camera, and then for documentation purpose lang. So thank you. Please open your camera, please, so that I can have the print screen. Ay, sige lang, Doc Joy, naga-drive ikaw gali. Oo.
Okay lang, sir. Fine, sir. Nag-drive.
Sige. Sabi ko naga-drive ikaw. Doc Kenturo, sir, can you please open your sir? For a while, sir, your camera, so that we can print screen, and then for documentation lang gid. Okay, sige. Ready? 1, 2, and smile. Okay, thank you so much. I'm waiting for your guys, ha.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'm waiting for your outputs. Should you pass it to me later on, I will automatically refer it to ISCOF-CARES. Thank you so much. So I'm going to stop the recording na.
Nagpili si Ryan ka nga kuan ay way ko kabati kung ano yung mga requirements sa